Alright, hello everyone, so let's take a look at the market today. Now, we don't have any news until Wednesday. Monday is a swing day, alright, so we have to be careful with gold on a swing day. Now, I don't have a price because this is like too high. It's quite high actually, as you can see, but the market might have, if it rooms up a little bit, it's got room to go, and then it can sell off. Now, if you want to buy, you're going to have to wait for the pullback to happen, and that on the weekly level is this 81, which is 2715. So 2715 is going to be just on the daily pivot there. So this needs to pull back, okay, so because we've been going up and up, so a sell-off needs to happen. It can happen either start today and push into Wednesday, okay, or it can push into, like, you can start selling off and glide into Friday, but we'll see how that pans out, because Wednesday is important and this level is important because there's the gap here. So on Monday, today's Monday, the market does have a bit more room to go up. If you want to sell it off, it's doable. Let's just do this. On this day, Monday, I got here, this is the daily, and that's LCL1 2757. Okay, so 2757, 276563 are okay. Okay, from 2757 to 63. So 27. Let's do this. Two 757 2763 is up here. Okay, so the market can still go up. If it does go up into that zone, that's quite a lot. We're at 26 at the moment, 2726, just bear with me, 2726, we've got 2729, $2714, 2729, looks like it's done here. Alright, that's your 2729 there. Alright, but it looks like that's been done. So these are the swing hours. Now, if we end up at the swing hours on a high end of things, it's sellable. You can also do this. Alright. But then this should break. It should like kind of come and kind of like slide off. So in the evening, that might be the way to go. Now, if you took astrology from me, you're going to have to check the strength of those hours, okay? And disruptive moves can come in at between 4:40 and 5. So that's something to look out for. And 5:45 to 6, okay, or 5:20 to 6 o'clock. So we've got a bit of room there, alright? But this thing at 4:40 to 5 o'clock is something we've got to look out for, because that's when a disruptive move can happen, and then we can have some kind of a retracement that can also work for us at 6 o'clock, 7:20, 9:20. Okay, also is good, and then that should take us to the closing. Now, the closing is also good for a reversal. Okay, so that's also good. So if we have like a pushy move pushing all the way down, then tomorrow can also be a good buy day, because a good buying day, because of the aspect we're coming into on the closing. All right, So selling down into that time frame is also not a bad idea. And on the daily, let's see where we can sell into. 66 and 59, is it? 2703, 683. 2703 is down here. $683 is down here. Alright. And that's how it is. So these can be targets. So I don't mind selling from the highs. Also, if we end up at a high level on a closing price, okay, at the closing, if we end up high, then we sell tomorrow. You see what I mean? If we end up low on the closing, we go buy. If we end up high on the closing, next day we end up selling. Okay, so that's that. Euro dollar. Let's take a look at the week. Now remember, last week I said Thursday was a swing day, and that worked out fine, as you can see on the daily as well. Alright, and that's your Friday. So Thursday made the low. We were expecting that low, no problem. Market comes down, bouncing up. So goodbye kiss at 25 on the daily is 1.0828. 1.0. Let me just refresh this. We need to come down into 0828. Alright, as you can see, that's your weekly pivot. We're in a sandwich zone here. 0828 is going to be down here. So if the market does dip down again into this zone, it's good for us on the trading hours to go long, because that's the daily there. Alright, it's done the first target. I don't have to buy when the target's done, but if it pulls back into a decent place, could be like a period level as well, it's doable. Now there's a bit of a gap here on the weekly, so we have to be smart here. Okay, on the weekly, we've got this here and the gap here. Let's do this. Alright, got this here. And that red bar there is also manipulation. So the market can still dip down. We have to be a bit cautious, alright, because of that. Alright, because on the monthly, and that's 0754 on the price, and 460716. Alright, so 0754 is all the way down here, so this can still go down. All the way into there. Alright, and in fact into 16. So, which is actually also logical. Why? Because it's all that pushing down. Right, all that pushing down, okay, can keep pushing this further down. It's it's not illogical. So be mindful, don't rush into stuff when you can afford to buy, because euro dollar doesn't have a swing day today. Alright, so, and I've made a note on that swing day. There's also a bit of room here that the market can fill in, okay, or the market can pull back into. Now if that's an impulse wave, okay, there's room for us to pull back into that 25 zone. If we dip down back here again, sweep stops. If it's a trading hour, you can look to go long, but waiting for the swing day might be a better option. Okay, so don't be crazy about it, because of that monthly. There's room to come down on the weekly, not on the PST, but on the monthly there is. Okay, that's that. Let's take a look at SP 500 now. It's a new week. Now, as you can see, the market is just going up and away. It's election year, so it does go up, which is fine. Let's do this. And let's check the monthly as well. On the monthly, we're on the edge there, as you can see, which is that 5865. 5865, which is done. Alright, 5865 is done. Okay, so SP 500. Now remember, today is not an SP 500 day, but a Dow Jones day, but indices go together. Okay, so now we're here. Okay, on the weekly, we've done a target. There's still room to go up, and there's room to come down. Okay, 64 and 62, 5761, 5800. 5800. 5761 on the weekly, and on the daily, if that holds, it's a good buy kiss there, falling into what, 51, 53, 578293, 578293, 578293. Is there, alright? And that's how it is. So we've got lower targets into there. If you want to sell on the highs, I think it's doable. I do it with a salt of caution. Alright? But at the end, because the market's going up, as you can see, alright? The market's going up. So do it with a bit of caution, but I would wait for the swing day for that to happen. Okay? So if we go up for a good buy kiss, 5904 is also on the cards as a price level to sell off at. Okay, and obviously the high of last week is also fine. Let's do that. Alright, let's take a look at Dow Jones. With the SP 500 and the Euro Dollar, we don't have swing days yet, so you might want to wait for them. Okay, but Dow Jones does have a swing day Monday. It's a new week. If it goes up into 74, 43,839. Well, it's quite a bit out there. $43,839 is going to be somewhere along there. Alright, so we'll keep that on the radar. On the daily, 65 is a support level, so if you pull back, it's 43,172. which is there. Right, so if we pull back into the weekly, the low of last week, it's doable, but it's tricky. It's tricky because there's room to fill there. 61, 43.51, which is right there. Alright, so this has got room to kind of like push into there. Okay, if you want to trade this today, then I wouldn't mind selling the highs to push it down. Okay, that level is also 73. We need to check as a price. 43.641. Here. So those are sell levels, but if you want to sell the high of the week, last week, it's doable at trading hours to push it down, but you've got to like make sure you cover your trade. If it breaks below this, okay, that would be good, because that will take us all the way back down into, I will tell you where in a minute. If I turn this into a 1 hour chart, let's take a look, because that's Thursday, no, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this should, at the end of the day, bring us down to here. This is going to bring us down. It has to. Into that one. And all the way into that one. So this has got room to go. So we might have a bit of a shock, okay, on this pullback. But the weekly, I'd say this 66, 63 is our first bet. Okay, here. So 42,768, 42,944. 42,768 is here. 42. What was the other one? 768,944. Alright, so 768 is in here. Which is looking reasonable to dip into there. Okay. And that's basically it. And 794 is pretty much there as well. So this is probably going to be your initial zone. Okay, so this is the first kind of target zone we can head into. If you want to sell the highs, I don't mind doing it, and it should wave us down into here. I'm thinking you still have to be careful here. Let's change the color on this. Whoops, not this one. So it's too close to let's do that. Okay, and that's your PST level. Alright, so I don't want to give the same color as the PST level, so let's change this. The PST level is white. Let's make our zones green. Okay, there. So it's got a bit of room to push down and do a bit of retracing. Okay, and if it breaks below that on the daily as well, be mindful we've got room to come down. Okay, so 42,483,379. There you go. Okay, 483 and 379 is going to be in this zone as well, which is that bar there. Okay, so this thing has a bit of room. Selling is not a bad idea. Okay, and then if this happens on a swing day, then it can probably push further down. Okay, so that would be the rhythm. Remember, there's only 1 or 2 swing days today. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now with NASDAQ, we're going to do the same as SP 500, right? And this is looking nice to do so. So we've got 2601 there. This zone is also looking good on the 63 on the daily. 2451. Okay, which looks like it's done. 24. There. Alright, so if we kind of like go up into there, you can sell off, but selling this is looking okay from the highs as well. Filling in the gap on the PST2. Let me just double check. This is a breakout on the PST daily. On the weekly though, we're under there. So big fish eat little fish. Okay, this is a sandwich zone. You might want to leave this one alone until we have a touch somewhere. 2872 on the monthly. 2872, that is just far out. If we cross that, we'll come to that. Okay, so if we go back up today or on the swing day, selling may not be a bad idea on this one as well. If it pushes down, okay, it should kind of bring us down. Okay, the first stop will be 53, 2142. Now normally I don't like to stand in front of a breakout, which is true. Okay, but if you're trading NASDAQ, it's worth it because on the weekly it hasn't broken above the goodbye kiss. Alright, if it breaks above the 63, which is 2451, which is up there, don't stand in front of it. Okay, because then it's got room to push. Okay, so you can see on a sideways market, if you want to do the buying, buy it low. Like I always say, if you want to do the selling, sell it high, closing the gap or the PST level. Okay, don't muck around in the middle of nowhere, and that's basically it. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. What the? Okay, so let's just do this. This is what the weekly. Let's do that. There we go. Now Bitcoin on the weekly. Now you can see. Okay, we're in a bit of a zone. There. Okay. Everything's going up, as you can see. Now last week we had Saturday. I said Saturday can be a big day, and that's your Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so Saturday's, no, this is the weekly, so let's take a look at Saturday or Sunday. Alright, Friday was a big day, Saturday, Sunday were like up there. Now this zone is a big wick, so that wick is a sell zone. Okay, no gaps here, so I wouldn't be buying here. There's a breakout on there. If you want to sell, go back to swing day on this one. Today is a swing day on this one. selling in this zone is not a bad idea. If it does take stops out, 74.82. Let's take a look at the weekly. LCL1 72.321. What to do? 72. Well, note it down. 72.321. Note that down. And you got 70. What's that? 857. 72.155. 71.240. 71.900. Okay, those levels are okay. They're all sweeping above though. Okay, so if this doesn't hold, don't stand in front of it. Okay, this is a sell zone, so I don't like buying here. We'll have to wait or sit it out. Okay, so I'd rather wait for the whole thing to either pull back so we can go back long again, or wait for a sell reaction today, Tuesday, then we can wait for the pullback to push down. So if this gives a sign of selling today, tomorrow we can also sell the high or the retracement at a trading hour. Okay, or we can wait for a new setup. But this is, as you can see, a sell zone, so I won't be doing any buying here at all. Alright, that's on the daily. And if you want to think about buying, start thinking around the 60 zone here. And that's basically it. Okay, and that's basically it there. And that's about it for today.